Hi guys, this is Zach from Revcontent. I am an advertising executive here, and I will walk you through how to set up your first campaign on the network. So whenever you first log into your account, you will see this page here. What you're going to want to do is click the campaign boost. So when you go to upload your first campaign, you're going to want to click the create campaign boost in the top right corner. And this is where you're going to put all the basic information in for your campaign boost. So what we're going to do here is just label it. So this is going to be where in the settings, this is what your campaign boost will be named. So here we're just going to put iPhone, storage, and this can be, you can put this any certain way to feel more organized. And then you can click either your CPC or VCPM campaigns. We're going to do CPC, and then this is going to be your default bid amount. So what this means is whatever amount that you click here or put input here, it'll automatically upload into your campaign as that amount. So what we're going to do, we're going to set it for, let's just leave it at 35 cents. Budget amount, so in a day, you have a $100 per campaign limit per boost. So what we're going to do is we're going to do $100 for the first day. And then if we want to have a conversion pixel so that we can optimize and see which widgets are performing best for us, this is where we would do it here. So we would either have it on an engagement, so you won't track conversions, or you can do the CPA ROI. For right now, we are just going to leave it on just engagement. As far as like the scheduling of the campaign, we obviously want this to start immediately, and then we're just going to let it run as well. Now in the targeting section here, we are going to select our brand targeting. Our brand targeting is going to be sites like such as Forbes.com, Reuters, Patch, Dipley, and others such as that. So we're going to hit brand targeting, and this is where we're going to include some of the brands we want to hit on. American Now, or you can obviously hit just all brands. As far as like country targeting, this is where we are going to select which geographical location that we're going to want to hit. So we're obviously going to hit the United States. And then here on devices, I would also obviously recommend just either doing desktop or mobile. I would not recommend doing all devices just due to the fact that you can pay separate amounts for those devices. So we're going to hit desktop here, and then for language targeting, you're going to want to hit the language that's most prominent in that geographical location. So we're going to hit English here. And this is a new feature that they just added not too long ago. It's exclude low volume widgets. Obviously, since we are in a brand campaign, you really won't need that. But if you were in a topic campaign, I would recommend selecting that feature. What that's going to do is that's going to block any widgets that have 10,000 impressions within 30 days. So obviously that's the low volume. Okay, so then we're going to go to tracking. Obviously within the tracking, however you have it set up, or whatever tracking system that you use, this is what you're going to want to put all that information in. The top section here is for GA, and the bottom section here is for any other third-party tracking system that you have. So what we'll do, we're going to use a system outside of GA, so we will click these and have our tracking parameters set up. Obviously you can add more custom key value pairs here, but the main ones that we're going to want to hit are these three right here. Enable widget ID passback is definitely the most important, because that's going to give us the information to see which widgets are not performing for you and that are performing for you, so we can actually start optimization on that level. So we're going to build out our tracking code, and we're going to go ahead and save that information. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in our URL that we're going to use. You can either use an existing one if you've already uploaded a campaign, or you can add a new one. For this, we're just going to use one of our branded publishers, Forbes.com, and we're going to submit that information in there. So here, it'll automatically upload an image for the URL that you put in, but we are going to change that image up. And then here in the content type, you can either select article, mobile app, or video. Obviously, we're going to direct our traffic to a article within Forbes.com, so we're not going to worry about that aspect right now. If we did have an article that was mainly a video, then you would click the video aspect. So here's where we're going to enter our headlines. The biggest thing to remember whenever entering a headline is that you are going to have 80 characters to have for your headline. The couple things that you do not want to do, you do not want to have all caps throughout the headline, and then you also obviously any special characters within that headline as well, because that's something that will be denied from a compliance standpoint. So we're just going to go ahead and set up a piece of content within our boost. And then the brand name here is what the URL for the name of the URL that you're actually going to be using. So then we're going to want to go ahead and upload a photo. And that is how you upload your first piece of content. It is recommended to upload anywhere from 3 to 4 pieces of content. Our algorithm will automatically split test that piece of content for you. The biggest thing is to have a different image and a different headline for each piece of content because our algorithm does use image and headline recognition when split testing. So it'll automatically give you your best piece of content and then you can optimize from there. So I'm just going to add a couple more pieces of content in here just to give you an example. And as you can see, I obviously am not using any special characters, and I am capitalizing each word at the beginning of each word, not each word. So we're going to go ahead and click. And you want some diversity within your images. So here I've obviously did one that was just mainly technology, and then one that actually has a human aspect. With that, the algorithm will give you the best performing piece of content from there. I just uploaded 2 pieces. Like I said, we are looking for those anywhere from 3 to 5 pieces of content, as the algorithm will automatically split test that and give you the best performing piece. Next step would obviously be our targeting tab. This is where we have selected the targets that we want to compete on. So as you can see, we are bidding 35 cents from that default bid whenever we first set up our campaign. But you can change that by, you can target per target channel, and then you can change the bid. So we're going to want to run a little bit more on Forbes so we can increase our bid here. We'll be more competitive on Forbes with that. So whenever you start getting the initial data in from these channels, then that's whenever you will be able to look at which widgets are performing for you and that are not performing well for you. That's where you're going to want to go into the widget optimization area. Here you'll be able to select either a whitelist, which is target only, or blacklist. Here we're just doing a strictly blacklist campaign. So we're going to blacklist widget IDs that are not performing well for us. So we will just input a couple here. The biggest thing you want to remember in this section is whenever you are putting in a widget, you're going to want to separate them by the widget IDs by a comma, but you're not going to want to put a space in after that. If you put a space in after them, it will not take the widget ID. So we went ahead and put those widget IDs, obviously. So we put in those widget IDs and we will not run on those widget IDs. It does take about 10 or 15 minutes for that to implement. But once that is, that you will not run on that traffic area anymore. So that is how you set up your first initial campaign boost. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your advertising rep and they will be able to walk you through any questions that you might have.